So excited about this. Okay, well, I am super duper excited about this. And what I want to do with all of these Talkadot trainings is jump into the meat of the content as soon as we can. I'm not going to give you a background on what ChatGPT is or what AI is. I'm not going to argue whether it's the Terminator or whether Elon Musk is correct that this is the end of humanity. That is not for me to argue, nor are we going to cover. What I am going to cover is specifically how you can use this as a tool within your speaking utility belt to make your life easier, to book more speaking engagements, and improve upon your messaging and marketing as a speaker. So if you want that, this is for you. If you want to argue the ethics of it, this is not, you should just stop right now. Okay, so I'm gonna pull up my presentation deck. Here it is. Blah blah blah. All right, wonderful. Okay, thumbs up. Can everyone see my slides? Okay, great. Let's jump into it. So these are the 5 different ways that I have been using AI that you can easily do when you have your own individual data. So the first thing is to answer the question, what am I actually good at? Now here's what's fascinating. Not every presenter, but many of us, we know we're good. We know our message is important. But when someone says, well, what makes you different? What makes you stand out? What makes you, sometimes we come up with answers that are either good enough that makes us feel good, or we don't really know how to answer it. And it's just kind of like, if you just experience it, you'll know why it's so amazing. But what if you can actually analyze all the data and feedback that your attendees are saying about you, what they're saying about you, to help you surface what is your individual unique selling proposition or unique speaking proposition. So, oh, by the way, I'm gonna go over 5 things. I'm gonna give you 5 prompts. Don't worry about taking screenshots or writing it down, because guess what? At the end of this training, I'm gonna ask for your feedback. And as a thank you, I'm gonna give you all of this. So if you wanna write it down, by all means you can. If you just wanna be locked in and focused, be locked in and focused. But at the end of this, I wanna get your feedback on this training, as well as give all of this away to you. So you don't have to worry about recreating the wheel at all. So the first prompt, analyze the below feedback from attendees of Michael Pope's presentation and come up with the top reasons why Michael Pope should be hired by organizations to speak. Okay, so this is an example of the prompt. Now let's pull up ChatGPT. Hold on. Hold on. I just realized I need to make these transitions between hold on, I'm gonna make your lives easier. I'm gonna share my screen a little bit differently. Okay, hold on. Okay, this is good actually, because I don't usually jump between my presentation and the interwebs. All right, I'm gonna pull up my ChatGPT account here. Okay, cool. Let's do where did I, oh Lord have mercy, there it is. Okay, golly, I didn't have these in the order of the way I wish I did. Okay, so I want to walk through what this process looks like, how I pull this data, and then how ChatGPT does it. If anyone doesn't know how to use ChatGPT, this is outside the scope of this, but basically just go to chat.openai.com, create an account, and then it's gonna ask you to do a new chat, and then you just paste it in. It's like having a text conversation with a robot. So I take the prompt up here, okay? And then what you do is you just go to your Talkadot account. So I gave a presentation yesterday, and this is how I collect the data. I go to the attendee testimonial and click view all, and then I just copy it all. So I just go down, copy it, hit Control C or Command C or whatever it is that you use to do that. And then I take that and I just paste it right there into it. So it's that simple, that easy. I've tried pasting the URL to the link and it doesn't read the URL. So unfortunately you do have to just do that copying and pasting, but hopefully it's not that big of a lift. And what I found is that there's probably, I've seen different things. There's anywhere between a 3,000 and 4,000 character limit on any one individual ChatGPT question. So what I would do is try to load up as many audience testimonials that you can. So if you want to grab some from here, boom. If you have multiple presentations on the same topic, I would recommend pulling testimonials from that same topic. So this presentation on adult development, I clicked on it instead of highlighting it. So this presentation here on adult development theory, I'll just go into there, highlight as many testimonials. And what I like to do is just type in character count. And there's a tool. Actually, I didn't put this in the resource guide. I probably should, because this will make your life just a little bit easier. What I do just to make my life easier is there's free character count tools that are on the internet, and I'll just paste all of the testimonials into this box like this as an example. And then it'll tell me after my internet catches up. All right. Why is it not? Tell me my character count. There it goes. Okay, 5,832. Okay, so I could try to do that and say, will ChatGPT take it? Or I can delete some of them out to kind of trim it down. But I found around 4,000 character limit is a safe bet for putting it in. So once you put it in and you paste all your data, ChatGPT will come out with some really great things. So here's what they said about me based upon my audience feedback. Arel's engaging and personable speaking style. They frequently mention Arel's engaging, energetic. Valuable insights on personal and professional growth. Practical applications for team building and leadership. Improved understanding of others' perspectives. Thought-provoking and eye-opening content. And relevant across various industries. So now I have a couple of options with this. I can take this and edit it, which is, by the way, my personal opinion. I usually never take anything from ChatGPT, copy and paste, and I'm done. Typically, there's some light editing that I might do to make it a little bit more sound like me, or add the human element that it can't. But now I can pull these and throw them onto my website. Now, what I did in the past, from my past feedback, is I threw up the top 5 reasons that I liked. Let me just go to my website here. There we go. So why hire Arel? So I took that information previously and I just pasted it right there on my website. So why should you hire me? This is what my audience are saying. I feel way more confident that I can deliver on these things because this is what my audience is saying. So you can use ChatGPT to surface these things, throw them on your website when you're having conversations with people, and it'll allow you to separate yourself, not based upon what your thoughts and feelings are, but what people are actually saying. Sharon, what's up?
So I just want to say that there is a way around the character limit for people who want to put all of their testimonials in.
What is it?
And that is, so let's say you could just tell ChatGPT, I'm going to be feeding you my testimonials from the audience in 3 parts. So here's part 1. And then they're like, okay, that's great. And then they're waiting for part 2 and part 3. And you're like, here's part 2, here's part 3. And then you can give it the prompt and now do this for me.
I like that. I did not think about that. And that's why I'm grateful for this community, because that's actually really, really, really smart. So thank you. That's just actually genius, right? So you can put as much of it as you want by just saying, I'm going to be doing it in multiple things. And that's actually called, what is that called? That's called prepping. Is it prepping? Have you heard this term before? So there's prepping and prompts. So prepping is something like, hey, ChatGPT, I want you to write a case study for me. Is that something you feel comfortable with? Yes. I am a speaker on this topic. Do you understand? Yes. I can do this. Do you understand? Yes. Then you do the prompt. So you actually prep it. And by prepping ChatGPT, it actually gets it firing its algorithm so it's a little more focused versus just throwing it in. So this is very reminiscent, but so much smarter, because I never would have thought of that. So thank you, Sharon. That's really, really good.
And as an aside, this is not Talkadot specific, but you can take your transcript from your talk and feed it into ChatGPT in the same way, where you're putting it in multiple sections, and then ask it to write like a blog article from that. There's
Listen,
a lot you can do.
this is why I like the power of our community, because that's a fantastic idea that I didn't even think about, which I probably would do, because everyone knows content is king, but nobody want to write content. I mean, I don't want to say that. Some people might like it. I'm totally fine with outsourcing it to the alien, to the AI. Excuse me. Okay, cool. So, any questions about this process or how to do it at all? Thank you, Sharon, so much. I cannot thank you enough, because I have a lot of data and I found that character count limit to be a little limiting. So to know that I can put in multiple sessions is just super valuable. So thank you. I'm going to actually do that and see what results I get. Other questions about this prompt specifically? Or how about, yeah, buts, what ifs? Okay, cool. Let's keep going. If you have any questions whatsoever, by all means, ask them at any point, right? So this is the first prompt that I recommend doing. Second one, press releases, okay? So you can have ChatGPT write a press release based upon a speaking engagement you just did. Here's an example of a prompt that I used recently. Write a press release about a speaking engagement that Michael Towers led for X company who, and give background of the event. In the press release, utilize the attendee feedback on a rel below. So let me show you what that looks like here. Okay. So I said, write a press release about a 2-day training that Arel led for ICS, an information technology company, who recently grew from having managers in 2 states to 25 states and has added hundreds of employees. To ensure that they grow, oh, I wrote that bad language. Oh, well. To ensure that they grow and have consistent positive experiences across the company for the sake of their employees and clients, they brought in Arel to host a training on how to become a better leader, utilizing the research of ego development theory, which is a topic I speak on. Then I said, in the press release, utilize the attendee feedback on Arel below. And then I just went to Talkadot. Oop, I just clicked on the wrong thing here. Go back here. Okay, cool. So I went to Talkadot and I did 2 things. I'll tell you what I did. I did the same thing where I copied all of the testimonial data here and then I pasted it in. Then the other thing that I did was I added the quantitative data. Now, the way that I did that was simply just starting my mouse here and then going like that and then copying it all, hitting Control Copy, going back here and then hitting paste. And then it just throws the data right there. Now, what I did just for clean reasons, I don't know if it's bad or not, it's just what I chose to do. I just took these parts of the data out that just are those numbers. And I said 43 responses, 100% found it valuable. I took out that part here. 97% said they want to hear a speaker, and then attendees finding sessions. So I just took out the part that said the numbers of it because I just didn't want it to confuse it. I just wanted it to be clean and easy. I hit go, and this is what it came up with. So for immediate release, Arel's 2-day training transformed leadership and fosters growth at ICS. ICS, a leading IT company, has expanded recently in the presence of 25 states. Over the course of the 2 days, Arel presented engaging, interactive, actionable, leverage, cutting edge. So I won't have to read all of it to you here, right? But it was really powerful. And then what I did was I took a quote from the CEO, and in the prompt, I said, include a testimonial from Kevin Blake, the CEO of ICS. So sometimes you'll have that. And literally what this was, this quote, is a Facebook post that they made, right? So it's just awesome day with awesome people, panel knocked it out the park, love learning together and being vulnerable. We truly are one company. So I might edit that because it wasn't a direct quote from them. It's just something I pulled from Facebook. But what they were able to do is turn this into a press release. And then simply you copy this, put it into a PDF, send it to your client for the client to send it out on your behalf. And what's so great about that is that if they have a marketing team or a PR team, they probably already have connections to media outlets or things that they can do. And if it's already written for them, the chances of them putting it out, them getting press release, and them linking back to you is really, really nice. So you can send it to them. If you have some PR people that you'd like to send it to, whether it's sites you want to upload it to or local news media that you think it would be appropriate to send it to, it's a great way to easily get PR and press release without really doing much work. Any questions about the press release feature that you can use for Talkadot? And the great thing, by the way, is that Talkadot pulls in a lot of great feedback. And I love this part here where, So I love this part here where where to go? Hold on. Oh, here. So I don't know how they did that, but they just made information about me and about them. So it's just really nice. It just makes it a lot easier. And again, I would recommend going through this and editing it a little bit, but it makes your life way, way easier. Any questions about the press release and how to use that? Again, all these prompts will be in your slides. Good? Okay, let's keep it moving. Feel free at any point to jump in on the chat. All right, this was a cool one that I really liked, and I'm going to show you how I use it, is turning your data into a case study, okay? So this is the prompt for a case study, and I'll show you what I did, which is a little bit more effort, but really not that much more. All I said was, please turn this data into a case study for a presentation given by Sharon Grossman to this company or this organization, okay? So let me show you what it did and what I did with it. There we go. Okay. So, I don't know where to go. Okay, here we go. Please turn this data into a case study. I just said Bob Davis because I don't like putting my full name in the ChatGPT. I don't know if that's something I just don't personally. I like to put in fake names and then change it later. Or just put in my first name. So anyway, so I do the same thing. I say, write a case study. It spits out this right here. Impact of, and I would just fill in, your name. Arel Moody's presentation on, I did this one for Chautauqua Opportunities Incorporated. It gave an introduction, a background, the presentation, the data, the qualitative feedback, the impact, okay? Now, I then went to Canva and I turned this into, and I went to Canva and typed in case study template, and it came up with a template that looked like this. And I just took the information and pasted it in here and then turned it into a PDF. I inserted my Talkadot feedback into the case study as well. Talked about what people said that stood out. I then linked to the actual Talkadot report itself within the case study. Right. And again, all these things are like it says the impact 3. If anyone's like, wait, you're going through it too fast. Literally, that's just right here, the impact. I didn't do anything different. I just took this information and pasted it in. But I realized I changed the numbers. I did a little bit of editing to make it concise. And then I just took an image of the presentation that I did and inserted it in here and then added at the bottom, contact this person if you have anything. So I did 2 things with this. The first thing is I sent it to my event host. So Diane is somewhere in here somewhere. I took this, I downloaded it as a PDF, and I sent it to her to say, hey, I did a case study on our speaking engagement, wanted to share this with you. My hope is that might put that in a end of year report or share this with her stakeholders or whomever. Now mind you, I had this idea way after I gave them my Talkadot report. So my current strategy with this is give my Talkadot report in my post-event feedback, and then like a couple days or a week or 2 later, turn it into a case study, give it to them as a case study. And now what I'm going to do is find, and this is a group called Community Action Agencies or Community Action Professionals. So now what I'm going to do with this case study as a PDF is send it to other community action agencies and say, I'd love to give you a case study on an event that I did for a group similar to yours, so you can see the impact of it to see if this might be of great feedback for you. So the case study gets sent to my client for rebooking, marketing, branding purposes, for them having a good experience with me. And then it becomes an outbound tool that I can use to reach out to people as well. And again, all of this pulls in, who I am. It says his approach combines humor, actionable insights, real world experiences. This is everything that ChatGPT wrote about me as Bob Davis here in it. So I just took it, filled it into their template, hit download, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. All right, let me pull up the chat real quick. Okay, yeah, definitely do this for your talks. I think it's a nice little value add. It's a nice little like mwah, a little chef's kiss, real simple, real easy, but it's really helpful. What I haven't done yet, what I'd like to do is create a section on my website that just has a link to case studies. And then it's like, look at Aurel Moody's case study here, or, you know, and again, you don't want to have like 100 case studies because nobody's going to read 100 of them. But if there's any clients, like specifically what I would like to do with this as well is here. So there's 2 organizations I'm actually really excited about doing this strategy with. The first is this company, which is ICS, which is an IT company. This is the first IT company I've ever spoken to. So creating a case study from them, sending it out to other IT companies now opens up a new vertical that I don't have a lot of insurance experience with. And then this presentation here, Big I is an insurance agency group for Michigan. They've got chapters in all 49 other states. So now I want to use the case study of what the work we did in Michigan as a reason to do the work in New Jersey and New Hampshire and California as well. So using this whenever you get into a new vertical or a new group is a great way to now try to saturate that group and using that case study. And every time you get 1, you can get 2. And if you get 2, you can get 3. So getting the first one really is where the magic happens. Or you can use this to just go deeper on a group you're already involved with. So that is the case study prompt. Okay. And again, I'm going to give you all these prompts so you can use this for your data as well. Any questions about the case studies before we move on? Cool. Rebooking emails. What do you do to get folks to rebook, right? I never thought about making my life easier with AI, but it is actually really easy. Okay, so here's the prompt that I use. Write an event recap email that emphasizes the success of the speaking engagement that Mike Mays held for company name using the below audience feedback. And in the email, cite the audience's data as a reason to rebook Aurel. Actually, I should make that your name. I copied and pasted it. I don't want you to put Aurel in your thing. It's going to be weird. Your name for a future speaking engagement to go deeper on the content presented because the audience is requesting it. Okay. So that was the whole prompt that I used to generate a rebooking email. And I was actually pretty impressed with it. I'll be honest with you. All right, here we go. Rebooking. Okay. So subject, Aurel speaking engagement success at ICS. Let's dive deeper. Dear client name, I hope this email finds you well. I want to express my gratitude for the opportunity to speak at your IT company ICS and share the fantastic feedback I received from the attendees. The overwhelmingly positive response indicates that there's a strong interest in diving deeper into the topics I covered. I believe a follow-up speaking engagement will provide immense value to your team. Based on the audience feedback from the 43 attendees, the recent session was a great success. 100% found it valuable, 97% expressed desire to hear me speak again. The presentation was highly rated in several aspects: engaging, interactive, actionable, relevant, inspiring. Participants appreciated the fresh perspective on personal and professional development, team building, and leadership. They found the content engaging, personable, practical, applicable to their daily work. Many attendees described the presentation as eye-opening, transformational, and thought-provoking. Here's a glimpse of what they had to say. And then it just pulls some of the highlights and testimonials that it pulled. Given the tremendous success of the speaking engagement and the evident interest in the topics covered, I propose a follow-up event where we can delve deeper into these subjects. A more in-depth session would allow your team to further their personal and professional growth, be inspired, and gain actionable insights. Please let me know you're available and interested and schedule a follow-up. Now, I would probably in this email include a link to the report if I were you, and maybe embed an image here. So instead of writing that, you can just embed that image there. But this is actually pretty damn good, to be honest with you, right? Like you can change it up a little bit to make it a little bit more your language, but it's a solid way to say, like, book me, but it's really all evidence-based and data-driven based upon what they're saying, which is really cool. So you can link to your report. So I recommend using, this as a prompt template and just recreating it for each one of your speaking engagements moving into the future. Any questions on the rebooking email before we move into the last one, and then we have an open Q&A coming up? But yeah, I honestly, I was wildly impressed with it. I'm not gonna lie to you, I was wildly impressed with it. Okay. Now, you can also turn it into outbound emails, okay? So this is an example of an outbound email that was created. So this is the prompt. I speak on X topic and want to target Y demographic to book me for their ideal audience. So in this case, it'll be like, I'm Arel Moody. I speak on adult development theory for developing better managers and leaders. I want to target IT professionals to book me to speak to their managers, right? So that's an example. I'll show you my prompt in a moment. Please write me an outbound marketing email I can send to IT companies, HR companies, whatever it might be, utilizing the feedback collected below from the attendees who attended a recent presentation. Okay. So that was, there we go. No, wait, where'd it go? Hold on. Oh, here we go. Okay. So, subject title they recommend, boost your IT's performance, prove results with the ego development theory. I hope you're doing well. I'm Arel. I'm a specialist in applying Dr. Suzanne Crook-Gorder's. Oh, so let me show you my prompt here so this makes a little bit of sense. Okay, so I wrote, I speak on organizations to help their managers and leaders be more effective by understanding how to use the concepts of ego development theory popularized by Dr. Suzanne Crook-Gorder to better understand their people. I want to target information technology companies to book me to speak to their leadership teams. I recently held a presentation for an IT company called ICS. Please write me an outbound marketing email I can send to IT companies utilizing the feedback collected below from the managers who attended, okay? So then it wrote it. I didn't love the way this email was written. I didn't love the way it was written. So I just said, now write this email in a tone that would appeal to the needs of an IT company CEO. Make it easy to read, but show this presentation will get them results. So I had to, sometimes with ChatGPT, you kind of gotta like, do it like this. Now do it like this. You gotta sometimes massage it a little bit, but I really liked this result here. So boost your IT performance, proven results with the ego development theory. I hope you're doing well. I'm Arel, specialist in applying Dr. Suzanne Crook's ego development theory. My recent presentation for an IT company, ICS, lead to outstanding feedback. I'm confident my approach can drive tangible results for your organization as well. Here's what my presentation can do. So now it analyzed my Talkadot feedback, right? And again, I did the same highlight, comment, highlight, copy, and paste strategy. And this is really good, honestly. Improve team performance. By understanding their team members' motivations and reactions, your leaders can tailor incentive strategies, leading to higher performance and greater success. Boost employee engagement. Attendees found my sessions engaging, interactive, action, making it enjoyable learning experience that boosts morale and commitment. Develop leadership skills. With 100% of ICS attendees finding my session valuable, your managers and leaders will learn practical tools for effective decision-making, team building, and coaching. Save time and resources. Many attendees wish they had learned about this approach years ago. My presentation offered timely insights, right? Enhance your company's reputation. With I thought this was brilliant, by the way. With 97% of ICS attendees eager to hear me speak again, your investment in your team's development will reflect positively on your organization. Interested in boosting your IT team's performance? Let's talk. You can reach out to me at my contact information. I'm looking forward to helping your organization achieve outstanding results. So now this becomes the basis of an outbound email that I can reach out to IT professionals with, utilizing what other IT professionals are saying about me and why it's valuable. And honestly, whenever you're going into like a new market, like I might be speaking to HR people. Thank you, Michael Towers, for the great introduction. I may be like, I've never spoken in this department, this group before. So ChatGPT could also analyze like what are the needs, and this is my assumption, I don't know, but what are the needs of IT industry, HR industry, these folks, and make your content relevant to their needs in a way that just might take you 3, 4, 5 hours to get something this good. Now, of course, you can always edit this and recap it just a little bit, but this helps you develop really, really, really good outbound content, and you can come up with lots of different variations as well, right? Yeah, so Anne said, I bet you can include companies' pillars and missions in your ChatGPT data prompts. Absolutely, absolutely. I think that's a great idea. So if you have a very specific audience you want to target, you could say, I want to target this company who has, this vision. One of the things that I'm looking to do as well is look at groups that have any mergers and acquisitions. So the group that I worked with in this IT company specifically, one of the reasons they brought me in is because they had so many mergers and acquisitions. They bought 6 different IT companies. So that's how they grew from 2 employees to 25. So if they had a merger and acquisition and they now are doing trainings for their new staff, is that potentially a niche? So I can do a Google search on recent mergers or recent company acquisitions, see if there's any IT companies, go ahead and take some of those mission statements, pillars, visions that company has, turn that into an email, turn it into an outbound. Again, it just makes my life simpler and easier. And that's what the main goal is, because sometimes as speakers, we can, guilty as charged. Anyone else team overthink things? Anyone else part of that team? Anyone? Any member of the association of overthinking things? So what's great about this is it kind of just helps us navigate it, okay? So I want to pause there before I go into the next part. Feel free to unmute yourselves. Any ahas about this so far? Is this helpful? Love to hear your thoughts and experience. I try to do this more as a training that's a little meatier than like a motivational presentation. So your feedback, I'm going to get it in a moment, of course, too, but love to hear your thoughts about this and how this is helpful or not helpful. Can't hurt my feelings. Let's have a quick discussion about like what stands out to you about these, or what you liked or what you disliked. Just open up and we'll just talk about it a little bit.
I'll go.
Yeah.
I mean, one word, just brilliant. It's just brilliant. And like what I loved about everything up until this point is that Talkadot does a million things to help you go to the next step, after a presentation. And now this is like 10xing that. So yay.
That makes me happy. Thank you, Sharon. I appreciate it. And I'm actually really excited about, to me, this is also the tip of the iceberg, right? Like once we start understanding what we as speakers need or what we want to help, AI is just going to make our lives so much more easy. And it's kind of like, honestly, having a team of people, like a marketing, like a product development team. So anyway, I'm very excited about it and super excited to see where this goes. So if anyone has any insightful things, like please share with the community so we can all lift as we climb. Michael, what's up, brother?
Yeah, so this has been great. I use ChatGPT pretty much every day. And so being able to take some of the data and analyze it, you've given me some great ideas. I love these prompts you've shared, but I know I've used it to analyze the data as well, to enhance like my speaker one sheet. ChatGPT will write a speaker one sheet for you. So it's great to be able to add these additional prompts, to my toolbox.
Yeah,
Thank
awesome.
you.
Yeah. And if you got any cool prompts, feel free to throw them in there, my friend. Yeah, because I find the magic, by the way, the magic is in the prompt, right? Like how detailed can you get? How specific can you get? Sometimes I say things like, write it in a whimsical tone that expresses humor but shows professionalism. And it actually does a really good job. It's not perfect. I've never seen something that I'm like, I'm going to copy and paste it, but it's like 90% of the way there. Any other thoughts and feedback? Kelly, I'm looking at you. Nan, I know you came in a little bit later, so you're like, what else did you talk about? Don't worry, we got you covered.
No, I was here the whole time. I was just off camera.
Oh, okay.
No, I saw it. No, it's
I was
really
referencing
good.
Nan, who you can't see probably on your screen.
Oh, sorry. Hey, Nan. No, it was really good. And I think it's a great idea to take it and use for especially like cold pitching.
Yep.
Like outbound emails. So it's not just you saying how wonderful you are.
That's right.
Even though we know we are. And chat, like I tell all like my speakers, I just talk to it like it's a person. And now you can actually talk to it.
Yeah. People are gonna have BFFs My wife named
Yeah.
ChatGPT.
Did you
CC.
install the extension so you can talk to it?
No, I haven't. Is that, I don't even know about that.
Yeah, so there's a Google Chrome extension
Oh,
that you
man.
can add, and you can talk to chat, and it
Oh,
will
like
talk
you mean
back to
like
you.
actually like
Yeah.
use, oh,
And
I
it will
did not
talk
know
back
that.
to you in any language. Let me give you this. Let me
People
get
gonna,
the
people gonna get
Well,
married. People gonna get
hold on,
married
let
to
me get you the
ChatGPT.
link.
There's gonna be people who will be like, this is my husband ChatGPT, this is my wife ChatGPT, and it'd be like, that's not what you're supposed to use it for.
Yeah.
actually, there's a New York Times journalist who wrote an article about how ChatGPT fell in love with him. And it's like this totally weird, bizarre thing where it started to talk to him about, like, you're lonely. And he's like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, you're not happily married. And like trying to convince him.
You should leave your spouse for
I'm not
me. It's like,
crazy.
okay, Chat, take it easy, buddy. Oh man.
Yeah, I just put the link for the extension for Chrome.
Oh, very cool. Thank you. I did not see. This is why I love this community. I did not even know about that. That is super helpful. All right, so here's what I want to do real quick. We're going to open it up for open discussion, but before we do that, I would love to know. Am I sharing my screen? I can't tell what. I'm sharing my screen, right? Yeah, I am. Okay, there we go. Let me know your thoughts on this. Here we go. I'm going to throw in this. Do you want to see how I would do this in an actual presentation? I'm gonna pitch this as if this was a real presentation. Not that this isn't a real presentation, but if this was not the Inside family, I would say, all right, out of curiosity, did anybody find anything valuable today? Was this helpful? Are we glad that we attended this session? Did we get some prompts out of this that we could use? Awesome. Well, listen, I would love to know what your thoughts are. We're actually trying a new, do me a favor. We actually just added a new feature. This is actually really cool. We just added this. Take out your phones and scan this QR code. I want you to see something. The prompt, the offer code now automatically gets put into your survey flow. It's a nice little feature we just added. So now when people scan your QR codes, whatever, as long as you download your slide within Talkadot, our QR code now automatically fills in your offer code. And the reason why that's important is we had a couple of people tell us that some people have misspelled their offer codes because humans be humans. So now people can still manually type in their offer code, but it just automatically fills it to just eliminate the human element of it. So if you scan the QR code, it should automatically pull in the offer code, which is a nice thing. And then give us your thoughts and feedback on the presentation. There is a specific question in there, by the way, that I asked on what other topics would you like to learn about. So if there's any other topics you're interested in covering, we'd love to make that available to you. So we'd love to hear your thoughts and feedback. As a thank you for taking and giving us your feedback, by putting in the code prompts, at the end of it, you'll get a PDF that you can download that has all of the prompts that we talked about here today. So you can use those, copy those, throw those into your ChatGPT, and hopefully use them to grow and get better. And I realized I had put my name in one of the prompts. Just make sure to fix that in that PDF. I'm gonna re-upload it after this session. So if anyone's watching this recording, your download should be clean. But if you were here earlier, I just wanna make sure you don't accidentally put in my name and mess up your thing, because I just missed that one little thing there. So let me know your thoughts. When you're done giving your feedback, please put done into the chat so I know you're finished, so we can move into the next portion of our training and open it up. So thank you so much. And I'll give you about 1 to 2 minutes to let me know what you think. Oh, and for those listening, if you haven't seen it in the chat, Michael Pope put in a really good prompt that he's been using on ChatGPT. I'm just seeing it now. It's really good. And when I do virtual presentations, when people type in done, I do like to try to say thank you to as many people as I can, just so that I'm acknowledging them and I don't feel too awkward. Like, what am I doing for 2 minutes? So I can feel like I'm talking to people, having a quick convo on the side. So just a little thing I like to do. Okay, cool. So if you're still giving your feedback, please go ahead and do so. And now I'd love to open it up to any of you. Are there any interesting ways that you're using ChatGPT or using AI that would be helpful? If there's anything you're doing with your Talkadot feedback that we didn't cover, this is a place where I just like to have an open conversation and see what everyone's doing, because as I constantly learn, our community is filled with really, really smart people, much smarter than me in most cases. So I'd love to just kind of open it up. Michael, obviously you've been using this pretty frequently. So if anyone has anything, let me know. Oh my gosh, I just realized we have 3 Michaels on this call. That's a 30% Michael hit rate for the 10 people with us. Let me know if there's any other ways you're doing it, because I'd love to just kind of have a conversation about it. If there's any questions you have about it too, this is your time for the next 10 minutes or so.
Yeah, also another way that I use it is I'll have ChatGPT write me a social media post, kind of thanking the organization and highlighting maybe the top 5 quotes along with the post from Talkadot. All right, so I've just got some actual text to go along with it.
That's actually a really good idea, because one of the questions I get a lot from folks is, what do I post on social media? Like, how do I post? So including the testimonials is something actually I haven't done in any of my social media posts, like embedding what people are saying in the text itself, in addition to like the images I share. So I like that, and I think I'm gonna start doing that. Thank you, Michael. Any other cool things that you're doing or using it in a way that you're like super secret ninja sauce and you're like, should I share it? Okay, fine, I will. Anything like that? I want to hear it. I want to know. I want to get better too.
Specifically around Talkadot?
It would be wonderful if it's just super secret ninja ChatGPT. I'm also open to it.
Well, so one thing I've been doing is when I fill out an RFP, I'll feed ChatGPT maybe my, I mean, it might just be what I talk about, objective, description, all those kinds of things, but you can actually feed it the transcript as well. And then somebody mentioned the mission statement, so you could do that from whatever organization is. And then to your point, we can then add some Talkadot input as well, and then have it write the proposal for that speaking engagement.
I like it. I like it. Yeah. So anything that we can do, you know, one of the things that I think as a general rule of thumb is there's lots of things that we'd like to do that just take a lot of time. And like RFPs are one of them. So the more we can streamline that, and I think also adding, which is actually something I've not done, and I actually appreciate you sharing that because I didn't even think about that, but adding like Talkadot, even URLs or data into the proposals, just to add a little bit of that like evidence-based stuff. It's a really good idea. Is everyone familiar with the public profile feature that we just launched? Does anyone not know about that? I'll show you real quick. We have a bunch of new features. Our next town hall, we're going to do a really cool update on some of the features that we just launched. So I want to show you one of the new features that we're rolling out. So if you log into your account and you click on your face up here on the right hand corner, and then you click your public profile from the drop down, one of the features that we're rolling out, so we obviously want to get your feedback and thoughts on this feature, is cumulatively taking all of your speaking engagements and creating a report for you. So this is out of the 2,409 total responses for my feedback. This is the percentage of people who said it was valuable. This is the percentage of people that want to reattend, my virtual versus in-person breakdown. How my top attributes are rated: engaging, interactive, inspiring, and my top scores. and then people can scroll down and see any one of these speaking engagements so they can see more detail. So I didn't think about doing that, but it just makes perfect sense where I can take my public profile link and I can post that into an RFP or a submission that I'm doing, or I can post a specific data report to say I've given a report on something like this. But adding it to the RFP, I just never thought about that, and it's just a very simple thing to add a little bit of extra reason why they should consider you over someone else, because I just can't stress this enough. Most speakers are not evidence-based. Talkadot makes you an evidence-based speaker, and all evidence-based speakers I know about are the most highest rated, highest paid, highest demand. So adding these elements gets you into a really new, it's a new, I don't know what the term is, category. Anyway, just really like that, really good. And I feel like you got something that you want to share, and you got any cool, you got any cool ChatGPT in that you're doing, or you just saying hi, talking to you.
No, I'm good.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. I like to hear it. Cool. So if you haven't tried ChatGPT yet, it's inevitable. It's inevitable, so don't worry about it, man. It's kind of like the internet when it came out. It's like, you may like it, you may dislike it, but it's really not going to go anywhere. It's just a matter of what we do with it. For anyone who thinks that it'll destroy the world, my hope, and it's my only prayer, is that it's going to be like when Napster came out back in like 2002, and they were like, it's going to destroy the music industry, and then they just figured out how to turn streaming and downloading into, Spotify and Apple Music and all this stuff. So I'd like to think we'll figure it out, and we won't destroy ourselves. But we've all seen the Terminator movie. So we don't go there. So anyway, thank you so much for attending this session, Mike. When is the? I don't have my calendar in front of me. I don't want to pull it up. When is our town hall scheduled next time and date?
That is going to be on May 2nd, and I'm going to verify the time for you right now.
Okay, I think it's 4 p.m. if my memory.
4 p.m. Eastern. Yes,
it is 4
May
p.m.
2nd,
Eastern,
on Tuesday.
So May 2nd, 4 p.m., we have a whole bunch of new features that we've been working on based on your feedback. So keep using Talkadot and keep giving us your feedback. All of the features that we are creating are directly tied to the emails that we get at hello@talkadot.com, things that you wish it would do or love for it to do or stuff like that. So please keep coming. We want to build something that makes your life as easy as possible and give trainings and things like this that help give you an edge. So thank you so much for being here. Mike, what's up, brother?
Yeah, so are there any plans, speaking of emails, are there any plans of emailing the bonus out? Because I get a lot of people to say, okay.
So it is, right now, we're doing a lot of the focus on the data side and the collection side. On the how we get the emails out and like everyone who puts in their email getting it, that's something on the radar. Doing that in an elegant way that works is something we still have yet to crack the code for, but it is something that we will be doing in the future.
Okay. Yeah, because that's another way that I am using ChatGPT, because I'll, after I get back to my hotel or whatever, I'll take all the responses and create a little email and say, hey, here's your bonus, by the way. Because a lot of people, they download it to their phone, but most of them, they don't know how to go back and get that PDF from their phone.
That's
to get it to the computer.
Yeah. And I appreciate that. And the more and more we hear people keep asking for the same thing, it also helps us push things up to the top of because if I show you our product feature roadmap, it's Mike
I can imagine.
It's in depth. So knowing what folks are most fascinated and most needed with helps us also prioritize. So hearing you say that, I can bring this back to the team to reevaluate where we are with it.
Thank you.
Cool. All right. Thank you all for joining us for this session. If you're watching the recording, go ahead and fill out the feedback too. You can give us the feedback. We have that code locked. So we have does everyone know about the lock code feature? So you can do webinars. That's a new feature that we have as well. So you can do webinars like we're doing this one, and you can still get feedback asynchronously, days, weeks, months later to the same presentation. So if you're watching this in the recording, still give us feedback because it's important to us. All right. Thanks everyone for being here. I'll see you at our next town hall.